On the West Coast, and this is Mornings LALATE. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and thank you for joining me on Mornings LALATE to kick off your Sunday morning here, direct and live. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry, I was a little bit late. This is our easy breezy, lighthearted morning show to get you up to date on your second stimulus check, your second stimulus package, your third stimulus check, and your third stimulus package with breaking news overnight. I'll be getting to it in this recording. If you're joining me live, I'll be giving you an update at this moment, and then I'll give you another update at the 15-minute mark if you join late in the recording, and then there'll be another one finally at the 30-minute mark if you're late joining in. There's about 300 people joining into the room, so good morning, everybody. How are you all? It is a great, easy, breezy day. It is freezing in Los Angeles today, but it's supposed to rain. So I hope it's safe and good where you are. Certainly, the big issue as we start a Sunday morning for stimulus is the expiration of PUA and the expiration of PEUC. 2 days ago, on the 25th of December, this channel celebrated its 8th anniversary. And on its very first day of recording, on April 25th, I told viewers about a new program going live called PUA. Viewers didn't understand what it was. They didn't know where it was. They didn't understand how to get to it. They didn't understand how to apply for it. Well, that program has now expired. It expired today, along with PEUC, both created under the CARES Act 1. Congress is trying to get it done and trying to get it renewed and extended, but again, they waited to the last second. They had months to extend it, and they didn't do it. They also didn't take care of FPUC, which expired in late July. But the great news as you start the new morning, the great news as we start a Sunday morning, is that a $2,000 stimulus check is front and center. $2,000 front stimulus check is front and center, and it's likely to get done. A $2,000 stimulus check being urged by the President of the United States with the backing of the Republicans in the Senate is likely to get done. In this recording, I'm going to go over the nuances of a $2,000 stimulus check as urged by the President on Tuesday versus the tweets by the President last night. It's a little bit of confusion, and I'll have the good news and I'll have the confusing news with you as well. To start your Sunday morning, you should be invigorated, positive, and focused because a $2,000 stimulus check is front page and center. The Republicans want it, the Democrats want it, the president wants it, and it can be done in all of one day. It can be done in all of one day, and that key day may be Tuesday. To pass a bill for a $2,000 stimulus check, it requires an amendment, a one-page bill, to be introduced first to the House. It's about 1 page long. Says it takes the 5,000-page bill to change the word $600 to $2,000. Pass in the House takes about an hour and a half. Then go to the Senate, takes about an hour and a half, and then lands on the president's table to be signed. Can be done all in one day. Why do we know it can be done in one day? Because the last stimulus check bill was done in less than a day. It started at about 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in the House on the West Coast, and then was in the Senate by about 8 o'clock, and then was sent to the president by about 9 or 10 o'clock. When there's a deadline, where there's time, it can be done within one day. Now, ironically, the federal government doesn't shut down until Tuesday, so will they do this on Monday? They could, but by all accounts, they'll maybe not going to do this until Tuesday instead of Monday. Either way, the great news about your stimulus check as well, the $2,000 stimulus check, is that it would come the same time it was going to come originally. Because there never was going to be a stimulus check going out over the weekend. There was never a stimulus check to come out on Christmas Day to be mailed out. The stimulus check was always going to start going out next week. That was the fake narrative that Steve Mnuchin gave with a series of verbs and adjectives that just weren't clear. Your stimulus check was always going to go out next week. The difference now is that it might be delayed at most a day. Maybe it goes out on, maybe it starts on Wednesday, maybe it starts on Tuesday instead of Monday. No biggie. You know, we've waited 6 months for this darn stimulus check. We can wait 24 hours more. The routing time, 10 days. 10 days if you're signed up for SSI, SSDI, or electronic receipt. If you receive your monthly benefit checks, like a veteran's check or Social Security electronically, you would receive it within 10 days, calendar days, not business days, from when it became law. And if you're signed up for paper check, at about another week. If you pay your IRS taxes electronically, also 10 days. All really great news. I have one issue of clarification and correction. In a recent broadcast, I said the stimulus check is taken out for child support. The final version that landed on the president's table said it is not taken out for child support, not taken out for debt collections as well. The adult dependents still would not get a stimulus check under this provision. And then there's the issue about the children. The size of the family would be a family of four. And so that means single parent, three kids, or married couple, two kids. Very, very simple and very straightforward. The passage of a second stimulus check and second stimulus package would reactivate your PUA, reactivate your PEUC, and then start FPUC going forward. I'll have more about that shortly after the 10-minute mark. More about how your unemployment gets reactivated when this becomes law, coming up after the 10-minute mark when I give the next update to this video. If you're just joining me, I will have a complete update about your second stimulus check and second stimulus package again at the 10-minute mark and then also at the 30-minute mark. The important thing to understand is that there was a series of comments yesterday and the day before by the president, which creates a mixed bag. And now what I want to go over that mixed bag is the children. The president yesterday sent out a tweet that said the children wants to, hold on a second. It's too easy to have a troll on a Sunday morning. Go on, bye. It's the president yesterday said that he wanted to ensure that children get a $2,000 stimulus check. The day before that, she said it's important that you get a $2,000 stimulus check. Now, let me go over the nuances of that. Saturday gave incredible great news. As the president is using the same Republicans in the Senate who voted in favor of a $600 stimulus check to vote in favor of a $2,000 stimulus check. Very easy breezy. You just have to get them to vote again, yes, and you're done. You don't have to have more votes. You could have a few less and still pass. You don't have to have unanimous. You just have to have a certain number of votes. And that's all really easy. The president enlisted Lindsey Graham, who's a leading Republican in the Senate, to get it done. Lindsey Graham has been called in to get the Republicans in the Senate to be online and vote the same way they voted last time. You're not winning over a Ron Johnson of the world. You're just winning over the same people you won over last time. Vote the same way you did last time. Yes, and we're done. And the bill is done, and it becomes law on a Tuesday. Very simple. What makes this not so simple is what happened yesterday. Yesterday, the president sent out a tweet, and with that tweet, there was no less than a few words. He says, I want. Okay, before I get to the substance of the tweet, I want to go over the introduction. There's a reason why you tune into this channel, and there's a reason why LALATE is now a 24-hour news channel, has been in business for over 10 years. Is because if you looked somewhere else, someone may say, this is incredible, great news. This is wonderful. This is incredible. Let's all dance and let's all celebrate and let's all knit everyone's hair and let's all celebrate and please super chat me 15 times because this is incredible, great news. The announcement yesterday in that tweet is not particularly good news, and I will explain to you why it's not particularly good news. First, it blindsides everyone. No one was expecting that $2,000 stimulus check for a child, let alone a four-person family getting $8,000 of stimulus. That's a blindsiding. Second, it's 11th hour. Well, it's not 11th hour, it's 13th hour. The deal points that everyone was supposed to manifest themselves was supposed to be manifested weeks ago. And at no time has this Trump administration ever said a $2,000 stimulus check for a child. This is totally new. Three, it's a great number. It's a wonderful number. And yes, children could use that $2,000 stimulus check. But what does it do to the deal? I'm going to tell you right now. The $2,000 stimulus tweet from yesterday is not a good tweet. And I'll tell you why. One, we don't know if it's really policy or what someone wants. There's a difference between saying I want this versus I'm not going to vote, I'm not going to sign the bill unless. Let me give you an example. The president could say FPUC should go higher. The president could tweet today, FPUC should go higher, $300, what's $300? It should go higher. Well, that's fine. He's just urging something. He's not saying that he's going to veto the bill. Urging something is great. We all love urging. But if he's trying to suggest he's going to veto the bill if the FPUC is higher, well, wait a second. This is a total surprise now, 2 weeks into this. The problem I'm having, and this is a very, very big issue, is that a $1,200 stimulus check with with a married couple and a family of four, two kids, means that it would cost about $300 billion. 1,200, 500 costs about $300 billion. Again, that's a family of four, married couple, $1,200 stimulus check, $1,200 stimulus check, 500 and 500 costs $300 billion. Okay, so now we're at a $2,000 stimulus check, and we were presuming the children were staying at $600. So from $1,200 to $2,000, you've raised the family from not 2,400 plus 600 plus 600. You've raised the family from about $3,000 to about $4,000. But what the president last night said is he wants a family of four to be paid $8,000. $8,000. Okay, well, $8,000. The original presumption was 1,200, and 500. That costs $300 billion. That is 3,400. 3,400 versus $8,000. $300 billion versus $300 billion is the price tag for a $3,000 stimulus check for a household. What's the price tag for an $8,000 stimulus check for a household? It raises you to about, I would say, close to $800 billion. We would go from $300 billion to almost $800 billion, if not higher. I don't have a calculator on set. But you see, this is not good news, because by saying $800 billion for a bill that was only allowing $300 billion for stimulus checks is a blindsiding. It's not. Now, if the president just is saying, hey, I'd like that, that's fine. But if he's saying he's going to veto it, I'm concerned, because I don't think the Republicans in the Senate will vote in favor of an $800 billion allotment for a stimulus check versus a $300 billion allotment. The president has those Republicans in line to pass $2,000, $2,000, 600. But if he's saying 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, big trouble. Big trouble, because that may not pass. So is he causing problems? You can look at things in two different ways. One, he wants to veto it unless he wants an $8,000 household, or that he simply just likes an $8,000 household. And so here you have now the problem. I see a lot of comments on the screen as well. He's not paying adult dependents, which is sort of like you're fixing one thing, but you're not fixing the other. And this is also sort of where the floodgate starts. And so my concern is that when the president gets off message and starts heading north and knows that there's no Republican from here to Maine who's going to support $8,000 stimulus check per household, is trouble. It's trouble, because it doesn't look like someone who's on point. And so as we come up at, oh, I forgot there's going to be an update at the 10-minute mark. Okay, there'll be an update at the 15-minute mark. So we're running a little bit later. At the 15-minute mark, I'll give you an update where we are on your stimulus check, and then I'll get to unemployment benefits as well. So with that, I'm deeply concerned with that tweet from the president last night. He did not say that it's his policy. He did not say he's going to veto it, but I think it's a tweet that will not get support. And it's a troubling tweet. And now with that, let's get to let me give you an update at the 15-minute mark. You're tuning into LALATE, now a 24-hour news channel direct from Los Angeles shortly after 9 o'clock a.m. And by all accounts, a $2,000 stimulus check gets the support of Republicans in the Senate. That's the great news. It's that the president last night urged a $2,000 stimulus check for children, which suddenly raises a bill to a family of, $3,000 or $5,000 to a family of $8,000, tripling the allotment for the stimulus check, which Republicans may not support and Democrats may not support as well. The question is whether the president was expressing just opinion or expressing policy. That's the problem of talking about on Twitter. On Tuesday, by all accounts, this can get done, and that's the great news. It can get done with where the president's message was yesterday. $2,000 stimulus check for the parents and $600 stimulus checks for the child. That would get it done by introduction of an amendment to this House, which Nancy Pelosi is plotting and preparing to do. It would pass in the morning, then go to the Senate in the afternoon. The Senate could approve it by the same people voting in favor of this, who voted in favor of a $600 stimulus check, and then send it to the president's table. And the president would sign it by the end of the day. The numbers, as we were by the end of early Saturday, were all great. $600 for a single individual will be raised to $2,000. Married couple would go from $600 to $4,000. And we were good. But what happened late on Saturday was the president sent out a tweet that said he wanted the children to also be paid $2,000. That takes the effort to get this to the finish line off the tracks. No Republican in the Senate will approve an $8,000 household. What do I mean by an $8,000 household? The president wants to pay a family of four $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000. That's $8,000. In fact, what's disconcerting about the situation is the president is acting not in the best interest of anyone, because he's expressing an opinion at the 11th hour, well, the 13th hour, that no one has heard since the beginning of the stimulus negotiations. At no time has the president ever said anything about a $2,000 stimulus check for a child. And by saying this now, it seems to suggest he's causing less help rather than stay on point, which was great news yesterday. Now at the 17-minute mark, I want to give you an update about your unemployment benefits. Getting it done is a part of the issue, as Lisa just said. Get it done. Get it done with $2,000, $2,000, $600, $600. That can be done on Tuesday, and when you have a bill and you have a stimulus check on Tuesday. The stimulus check would become a law on Tuesday if we stay on point, and it would be landing your bank account within 10 days. All great news. You need a stimulus check to land your bank account within 10 days of next week. Why? Because what happens today? PUA and UI have now expired. FPUC, PEUC and PUA expire today. So millions of Americans who need that unemployment check the first week of January won't get it. That second week of January won't get it. That last week of December won't get it. In fact, it could be delayed for weeks, if not months. I've been reporting for days and weeks that because of Congress waiting too long, what's going to happen, not just today, but what happened over a month ago, is you will not get your first week of January paid on time. You will not get your second week of January paid on time. And you will not get the last week of December paid on time. And so the net result is that you need that stimulus check to land next week. You need that, not next week, the week after. You need that stimulus check to land the first week of January, because you will not get a check for unemployment the weeks of early January. Now, some states have stepped up, and more states will step up, and this is the great news. This is Purple every day here on this channel on Afternoons LA at about 3:45, and then Purple Power Live every night also on LA. Purple Power Live is the Q&A of Sister's show to the Purple. The important thing with states is that states are stepping up. They're giving extended weeks of benefits, EB. Extended weeks of benefits are your saving grace, your godsend, your heavenly angel, because the states are saying, we don't want you to run out of unemployment benefits on the 27th of December. We will extend you. And those states have been so far: Illinois, New York, New Jersey, apparently Texas, Hawaii. Other states have also been indicated by viewers this channel as well. You need these extended weeks of benefits. And if you're tuning in from California, as I see David Ortiz is in California, I believe other states are going to step forward and do it as well. They have just a few days to take care of this. How does unemployment benefits work if you have been inactive because of the expiration of these policies? How do you become reactive or active once again. Let me go over that as right now. If you're tuning in later in this video, I'll have another update about your second stimulus check at the 30-minute mark. Your account would go inactive presumptively right now because there's no weeks to certify for. What you need to do is not focus so much on the national reporting, but go to your state's unemployment website regularly, daily, because what you need to see is whether you can certify for benefits, even if even if you've run out of weeks. Presumably you cannot, but in some cases they may allow you to certify, just not pay you yet. You need to watch that like a hawk. If there's any place to sign up for alerts on your website, do that as well. And when you sign and go to your website, what you need to see is if you can certify for those weekly benefits. You also need to be set up for alerts in the case that your state does extend benefits. Last night, I had an example of one state where one viewer said, we don't have extended benefits, and another person said, oh, yes, we do in our state. So the confusion is really is overwhelming. But the net result is that if you are inactive, your account has gone inactive, then you need to watch your state. Vanessa said, I just certified it today. Good job, Vanessa. I do believe that unless your state has unextended weeks of benefits, you won't get that first week of January on time. You won't get that second week of January on time. You won't get that third week of January on time. And that's where the big financial cliff will hit. I've been talking about financial cliffs on this channel since July, but this is the one that's really obvious when everyone's benefits for everything run out. In July, I talked about FPUC as the financial cliff. Well, FPUC is gone, and now PUA, UI are going away with PEUC as well. When I refer to PEUC, of course, I'm referring to the federal PEUC. If you just became unemployed a week or two ago, you're fine. You're totally fine. But if your state does not have extended weeks of benefits and you have been unemployed since the spring, you are not going to get paid. And there you are. Coming up in about 9 minutes from now, I'll have updates for you about your state stimulus and more about your federal stimulus check. What I want you to understand is the importance of state stimulus relief right now. There is nothing more important at a time of a financial cliff than getting money. And we don't care what the money is. We don't care if it's money to brush your hair or to slick it back or money for rent or money for food. And what I want you to understand, and I think that viewers have understood this. I saw Big Bear. He just tweeted. He just put a message on the screen. He just said last night he got money in California from Community Action for rent. I'm very good with visual memorization, so I see some familiar faces that have gotten rent. What I want you to understand is that you need to get money on the come right now. And every state, okay, so I want to use that example as a nice way. I'm not beating up on anyone. So Tony Sargent just said, oh, did I just zoom in on myself? Tony Sargent said, not every state is doing not doing a state stimulus. So what I want you to understand, if I zoomed in on myself, I don't know if I did, is that there is nonprofits helping you in every state. Those nonprofits are available across the board. The nonprofits, get a pen and paper, and shortly I'm going to go over what you can get, where you can get it, and how you get it. Because as you sit here today, you see trouble brewing about unemployment benefits. You see problems brewing about a $2,000 child's check. And I want you to get this money on the bat. I want you to get it on the come. I can't find any New Jersey stimulus, so I want you to, there is New Jersey stimulus, and so I'm going to go over your states right now. Get a pen and paper, and let's get ready to rock and roll. In New Jersey, viewers got rent from Community Action. All right, so what I want you to know is there's a series of nonprofits that are paying for rent, utilities, and food across the country. And those are Community Action, Salvation Army, United Way, Catholic Charities, and St. Vincent de Paul, and in some cases also Jewish family communities. All really good news. Want you to understand that there is rent and utility assistance everywhere. Every single video I have a nice person. They're not being mean, they're not being disrespectful, but they're saying something like, there's nothing in Texas. There's nothing in Florida. For example, last night I had someone in Purple Power Live say, there's nothing in Florida. Well, of course there's something in Florida. You've heard me do Florida for 3 weeks. Miami-Dade, Broward County, West Palm, Orange, all the counties across the board. The viewer said, well, Collier County. There's nothing in Collier County, Florida. I said, okay. There's nothing in the county? No, there's nothing in Collier County. Did you look into the nonprofits? No. Well, wait a second. If you look at this, and then I've had viewers that start at the state level and then don't go to the nonprofit level. Let me go give you the analysis right now. You start at the state, then if there's nothing in the state, you go to the county. If there's nothing at the county, you go to the city. And if there's nothing in the city, you go to the nonprofits. And I'm guaranteeing you, when you're done with the nonprofits and you go through this whole path, you will get one of these groups to pay your rent. The nonprofits are Community Action, St. Vincent de Paul, Catholic Charities, United Way, and Salvation Army. Now, let me go over some specific states and states where people have gotten rent. In Mississippi, Mercy House, Home Saver, Salvation Army, MSHDA, Eviction Diversion. In Indiana, indiananow.org. In Indiana, also Indiana for Rent. In Las Vegas, from Clark County Services. In Kentucky, they got utilities from Community Action. Pennsylvania, they got rent paid from United Way. In New York, they got paid rent from the state of New York and also One Shot. In Michigan, they got rent paid from Salvation Army. Arizona, from New Leaf. Nebraska, United Way. Georgia, United Way. Mortgages from 877 Get Hope. Delaware, 211, Texas, 211, El Paso, Project Bravo, Rhode Island, Crossroads, also Rhode Island, Housing Authority. In Texas, St. Mary Magdalene. In Kentucky, Community Ministries. In New Jersey, the viewer in New Jersey, United Way. In Ohio, the viewer in Ohio, Community Action. In Massachusetts, Interfaith Social Services. In Phoenix, TCDC. In Delaware, up to $10,000, and across Texas, Catholic Charities. These are organizations that paid viewers of this channel. This is not something I found on Google. This is not something I looked up. These are actually organizations that viewers got paid and reported to me. Then I reported to you, and that viewers have come back and say, I got money from Ohio as well. So someone just said, Ashley just said, Ohio ran out of money. Okay, Ohio ran out of money, but not from the nonprofits. So I don't want people to sit back and say the city, the county, the state, the city, the county, the state has no money. The nonprofits have money for you. Kern County Housing Authority gave me $5,000 rent. Cindy, congratulations, Cindy. $5,000 for rent. There you go. Any other success stories? I may have missed them while I was reading my notes. If there's any other success stories, put them on the screen in case I missed them. I know we have San Bernardino viewer in the room. I've gotten 2 viewers in San Bernardino, one from the San Bernardino Housing Authority and one from Community Action. All really great news. So Manatee County, Florida ran out of stimulus. We're hoping for the next stimulus check. No, Elizabeth, no. So that's exactly what you don't do. You don't sit around and wait for a stimulus check from Manatee County. You go to the nonprofits and get the stimulus right now. Las Vegas, Ross Martinez. So Clark County Services paid 2 people in Las Vegas. I can only say things so many times, and if people don't want to go get it, then that's ultimately their faith. But if people say, my county has ran out of money, I'm out of luck, I've only indicated 9,000 times. Go get it from the nonprofits. Go get it from the charities. Go get it from the city. Go get it from the state. Don't look at one place and stop. And if people want to do that, then so be it. The fate is upon you. I had one person send me a DM, a tweet this morning, and said something like, my rent is about, I can't pay my rent, and I really needed the stimulus check. Well, I've been doing rent videos for a while, so there you go. Catholic Charities in Kern County is helping me with utilities. Congratulations, Cindy. I got $3,000 from rent in San Diego. Um, Thank you, LA. Well, congratulations, Sherry. Who did you get the three? Oh, excuse me, 3,000. Yeah, 3,000. Who did you get the rent from? In about 10 seconds from now, I'll give you an update about your about your federal stimulus check. Um, Aloha from Hawaii. Aloha from Hawaii. What happened to the hazard pay? That's third stimulus. Hazard pay, SSI and SSDI, the remainder of EIDL grant, all those things are coming in third stimulus check and third stimulus package. How can I get help with some money in Oregon? So do exactly what I say: state, county, city, and then nonprofits. If you go through all these permutations and you're still having problems, then reach out to the volunteers. That's news.la.com/community. And now at the 30-minute mark, let me give you an update. Let me give you an update on what's going on in your stimulus check. The federal government will take up the stimulus check debate likely on Tuesday, if not on Monday. The federal government will shut down by then. Today, your PUA and PUC ran out. But the good news is that a $2,000 stimulus check gets the support of members of the Congress. On Tuesday in the morning, presumably, Nancy Pelosi will introduce an amendment to the stimulus check bill, the 5,000-page bill, to raise the $600 stimulus check to $2,000. It will then land at the Senate. Presumably, it will pass because the president has been working around the clock to get leading Republicans in the Senate to approve the bill. The question is, what bill? The president had been urging up to early yesterday, $2,000 stimulus check for adults, $600 for children, and that would get the approval of the GOP in the Senate. This is great news. This is not much more of a reach from what they previously had passed. The confusing news came yesterday when the president sent out a tweet, which I'm sure some people are heralding as wonderful, great news, excited. This is wonderful. Oh my God, this is so great. A $2,000 stimulus check for children. I think it's horrible news. I don't think it's good at all because a $2,000 stimulus check for children raises the total family of $4,000 to $8,000 when the family was supposed to be 2,000, 2,000, 600, 600, and originally was supposed to be 600, 600, 600, 600. So we have gone from a family of four at $600 each, which is $2,400, to $8,000. You're asking people who approved $2,400 for a family to approve $8,000 for a family? I don't think it's going to happen. So ultimately, the president was saying what he wishes, not the policy that he thinks is going to pass. The good news is that there is a path to get this done. The path to get this done is on Tuesday, a $2,000 stimulus check for the adults and $600 for the children. Free broadband under the second stimulus when it gets passed. Free rent under the second stimulus when it gets passed. Free child support, a raise of your SNAP benefits 15%, and more. All really great stuff. The hazard pay is no reason. I've done a lot of videos on hazard pay. Someone said, can you explain hazard pay again? Can you explain how to get these things? Not available. They're not there. They're not law yet. So there's nothing for you to get yet. When they become law, I'll be going over them as well. Thank you for joining me on Mornings LALATE. I'll see you next on Noontime with LALATE. And thank you for your tweets and your comments and your suggestions. The Twitter hashtag campaign is hashtag StimulusCheck2000. That's Stimulus Check 2000. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe to the Funds channel, subscribe. Also, like this video and hit the alert button so you don't miss a video when a new video goes live. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay LA for more.